Welcome to Michigan Fun, the show where we talk about all the fun things here in the state of Michigan. And today we are in Port Huron at the Bluewater Convention Center for the Michigan Festivals and Events Association meeting. And I have some excellent guests.
Fun guys,
my friends, Tom Daldin and Jim Edelman from UTR.
Thanks for having us. Thank you. Yeah, fun is actually Jim's middle name.
It is.
My middle name is Woo-Ha. Yeah, we try to have a lot of fun on the show. So, and with Michigan Festivals and Events, I mean, you guys, there's so many great things to feature that we've done a ton on our show. Everything from the Bologna Festival, the Red Flannel Festival, the Cheeseburger Festival, the Asparagus Festival. We've done a lot of festivals.
That's amazing. You remembered all those.
Well, there's quite a few I didn't mention, but yeah.
So, you guys are on PBS.
Yes.
Across the state, just about every single PBS channel in the state, if not more. You also are broadcast in a number of homes outside of the state of Michigan.
Right. We're even on in Florida.
Matter of fact, rumor has it you guys have won at least one Emmy.
Times 10.
Times 10. There you go.
We won 10. Yeah. So yeah, it's not, and I don't think it's because we're smart or that talented. I think it's just because of what we feature. I mean, Michigan is such a great place to brag about that it's hard not to have great content, with our state. So
it's funny, and my wife was here a little bit earlier, and she was also met you guys when we were at Boeing a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And the one comment that she made is,
"Boy, those guys are dumb."
No. We watch you guys all the time, and she says it's amazing. Usually, when you see somebody on TV and then you meet them in person, they're a different person. Right. And you guys are not. You guys are the same people that you're on the show. Whether that's goofy, sincere, whatever it is, it's you.
Well, it's because we're not trained to do any of this, so we're just who we are.
Exactly, and you guys do a great job of promoting the state of Michigan, promoting those neat things. You talked earlier today about the train station in Cadillac.
Oh, after 26 Depot, yeah.
And I've seen that show, and yes, watching that show, I had tears in my eyes because it is so special. I used to work in a nonprofit that dealt with people with disabilities, so I know what that is like. And you guys do a fantastic job. But I think your start is really an interesting start because there was a lot of us, especially here in the state of Michigan, that went through the same challenges you guys did right before you guys decided to pull up your bootstraps, or as some people say, get yourself up, brush yourself off, turn around and start over again. And I think that story is an interesting story. I don't know how many people know that story.
Yeah, I mean, to tell the whole story would take a lot more time than we have here. But,
right. We need the Reader's Digest version.
Yeah, but basically when the economy crashed, I was doing car commercials, Jim was working in radio, and we had to reinvent ourselves. Jim lost they laid off half the company. I lost 90% of my income, so we had to reinvent ourselves, came up with this harebrained idea for a TV show, presented it to PBS, they loved it, had to find the funding. Jim knew some people at the Michigan State Housing Development Authority. We went up there just to do a practice pitch, and before we even got home, they said, "We want to fund your program." So it was like, we're the luckiest guys in the world.
Well, this stuff doesn't happen every day. You don't run into this, what is a perfect storm of idea that was right for a Lansing agency that we didn't know existed, that we didn't know they were tying into a whole placemaking dialogue of what makes your town a wonderful place to live. It used to be, you worried about the schools, the sewer systems, the water systems, and if it had a good downtown. Now it became this whole thing of why do people move to towns and how do they connect to those towns? And it just turned out that our stories of businesses and the folks making interesting things in their towns just resonated so well with Michigan.
But your story resonates with me, and I've had some other people on the show that we've had the same kind of story, that instead of wallowing in self-pity because I lost this job or I lost this or whatever, we all go through that. It's just a matter of how long do we wallow in that before we pick ourselves up and go do something yet. And I think that's the marvelous story. To me, that's the marvelous story because I went through that, You guys have gone through it. There's other people here in this room that have gone through it. And instead of poor pitiful me, you went and you did something and you succeeded at it. And people appreciate what you do. And I'll tell you what, we still watch. I mean, even if I see you guys in person, I still watch you on TV. I love the
show's
shows.
better with beer. But yeah.
Free beer tomorrow? Or no, that was yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, we're just so lucky to be doing what we're doing. But you're right. I mean, when you've got mouths to feed and a mortgage to pay, you can't sit and wallow in whatever happened to you. You have to, okay, what am I going to do? I got to get organized. I got to make something happen. We just came up with this idea and ran with it and never looked back and just worked. I mean, we have a lot of fun, but we work very hard at what we do. And the hardest part is keeping the funding coming in. Jim knows that. So it's a labor of love. We work hard, have fun. We get to talk about Michigan, so.
I mean, it is probably, well, not even with a probably in front of it, this is the best thing we've ever been involved in.
Yeah.
From how we help the businesses, we don't ask for money, we're not a pay-for-play show, and that's people ask us, how do you pick places you want to go to? We do research and we pick stories that are interesting. It may, make lots of businesses unhappy, but the heating and cooling guy is not an under-the-radar story. They're important to the town, but why do people go visit the places we feature? It's because they tell a unique story, and it's not us telling that story. We're just holding them up to the mirror and reflecting it back.
Yeah, we're just the wacky conduit.
Well, we've watched your show, and because of some of the places you've been, my wife and I said, we got to go check that out.
Right.
And people look at our Facebook page and they say, talk about falling into, maybe not falling into, but doing something you absolutely love. You follow my Facebook page and it looks like I'm always on vacation.
Right.
Of course, it's a photograph. It was a split second in time.
Yeah.
You don't know what happened before that, you don't know what happened after that, but I've met so many people by traveling. There's 1,300 festivals in the state of Michigan.
I know.
And with a state that has a population of 10 million people, the attendance at festivals, fairs, and events is over 35 million.
Wow.
That means that we go to festivals a lot.
Yeah.
So it's a good business. It's a good industry. It's a happy industry. Yeah, we've had some challenges. COVID was definitely a challenge, but again, you look around this room, we are back to or beyond where we were in 2019.
Yeah.
So we have recovered from that.
That's
now
amazing.
It's time to move on.
Yeah, and festivals, it's a fun, healthy way to sell who we are, what we do, our heritage, our history, the things we make, the things we grow, the things we love. So yeah, I mean, festivals, it's like the heart and soul of the state with festivals. So that's why we love featuring them on the show.
So do you guys have a website if anybody wants to find out what stations you guys are available on?
We do. That is, it's utrmichigan.com. If you want to know what's coming up on shows on a regular basis, follow us on Facebook. It's UTR Michigan on Facebook.
Or YouTube. If you want to watch our shows, go to YouTube, our YouTube channel.
Yeah, and our YouTube channel is UTR Michigan also. So,
well, gentlemen, I appreciate you being here.
Michael.
I have to appreciate you being with the show.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for what
Thank
you
you
guys
very
do.
much. Thank you. And that's a wrap. Thank you to Tom and Jim for being here. And again, thank you for viewing Michigan Fun.